What you was saying?
I'm saying, so your whole thing is that it's a daddy issue thing from the prison system, keeping people into the system and taking fathers away from sons, and that's where you think masculinity comes from or correlates.
I was using an example.
Uh huh.
I was saying how you got echo. You got real quick.
All right.
Can you actually drop and come? I'm gonna drop you and bring you right back. Maybe that's what it is. All right, let me see if I can find you. There you go. Let's try it again. All right, I can see you now. That shit's weird. I hate when that happen. Can y'all see him? Vonda, Coconut, can y'all see him now? That man was invisible. All right, cool. So I was using an example of how the way that the prison system is structured, it causes so many issues with the prison industrial system, industrial complex. It causes issues with crime in society. It causes harm with like broken families. So it's like it's causing all of these issues. But I was using it as a parallel, and the parallel is that when it comes to the problems we have with men and the way they define their masculinity, it goes back to the daddy issues. You follow me?
Yeah, I'm listening. Go ahead.
So you're a man, right?
Yeah.
How do you define masculinity for yourself?
Uh, Masculinity. I would think it's more like instinctual, right? So I would think it's your extinct nature to do certain things as a man, as in, to like of strength, of course, less agreeable, dominant, leading aspects, protector, you know what I'm saying, in that
Mm.
type of way. Being responsible for people under you, or even just so happen to have a certain amount of empathy for people who are have less than you. But
So
that's what I would think.
I'm gonna stop you right there, okay?
Hmm.
Now, because you said it's instinctual. I don't know why you got echo, but if I was to go ask 100 other men, right, because it's instinctual, would they have the same answer for how they define masculinity for themselves?
No, I don't think they would have the same answer, but I think we would all do the same thing. So I think men would say one thing, but they all do the same thing.
So you think men are all the same?
I think from an instinctual standpoint, I do. I think that the problems, like, let me use this for example. I hope I'm not echoing too bad. I'm sorry for that, by the way. But I would say that like like our instinctual need to protect women is normal, and a man who doesn't protect women, there's something wrong with him because he's not acting off of his instinct. So that's kind of the way I would look at it. Like some
And
men
so
might be.
okay, hold up. So you saying nobody taught you that? Nowhere did you learn that? You didn't learn that from nobody.
No, actually, to be honest, my mother taught me the opposite.
So
Yeah.
you rebellious against your mother. Did your
Um,
father raise you?
yeah, my father was around me too. He also taught me the opposite. Also, he also told me that nobody's entitled to my body in that kind of aspect of protection. Nobody's entitled to it.
So
They
hold
have
up.
to earn it.
Hold up real quick. So what happened to your father? Why is his instinct different?
Why is his? No, I mean he still protects the people under him
Why is he
specifically.
saying one thing then? Why is he saying something why is he going against his instinct?
But that's what I said though, right? Is that they'll say one thing, but they don't do that though. I've seen my father literally protect a woman who had nothing to do with us.
Yeah,
Um,
and that example really don't matter because if you look at the femicide rate, DV and SA, and how women are legal rights, like reproductive rights, men don't actually protect women. They say they do, but we wouldn't have femicide if men protected women, right? We wouldn't have women going to shelters with their children if men protected them. We wouldn't have men unaliving a woman and then himself if we had that. We wouldn't have women having to do a grape kit at the hospital if that was the case, right? Women wouldn't have to um, travel with other people late at night if men protect the women. So I hear what you're saying, right? But even that don't track, because if that's the case, then the behavior is men are just protecting women. But we see that in mass, men are not protecting women. Men are trying to conquer women, and there's a reason for that, even still. But that identity that you have about what a man is supposed to do. So you're saying you didn't do as your father said, you did as your father did. I ain't about to argue about that point. But what I'm saying is the way you define your masculinity is tied in to what you learn from your father. So if your father got issues, you gonna have issues. If your father wasn't there and you had to find a daddy in society to be your role model, then society is your daddy, and that's why you define your masculinity.
Um, I understand what you're saying, but I again, my masculinity to me is just being myself and who I am, and then comfortable with it. My father didn't have to teach me that, or I didn't learn that from him. Nor I understand, but I do get what you're saying,
You
right?
just use an example though. You say he said one thing, but he did another thing, and children learn from behavior before they learn from what you say. That's 101.
Yeah, and I get that 100%. But I'm saying I'm not saying that I learned that. Now you might think it's like unconsciously you're learning it, right? Which is absolutely
That's how
understandable.
it works.
Yeah, and I get that
Unconsciously, yes.
100%. Yeah, but all I'm saying is that when you're trying to say it comes to daddy issues, then you can say that about absolutely anything, right? Everything comes from a daddy or mother issue because they're your parents who
Well,
raised
let's talk
you.
about the issues then, right?
Okay.
One of the issues is women are talking about how you got to mute when I'm talking because you do have an echo, right? How the fact that men should be charged with a hate crime if they unalive a woman, if they harm a woman, not just a crime, right? And then when the rhetoric is, oh, we don't need that because men protect women, well, that rhetoric is a problem because now women aren't getting the actual protection
Okay,
consistently.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna leave. I'm 24 years old, white male, right? I just want to say that.
What do you think about that?
I don't know the numbers on that, right? So I don't know
That
how
was a troll.
extensive, huh? Oh, that was a troll. Yeah, I don't know the numbers on that. I don't know how extensive it is. I don't see it on my day to day, but I do see it in like the news or something like that. But I don't see it on a
But see,
day to
that's the
day.
thing. Listen to what I'm saying. You're a man talking about you're not seeing the violence that women are experiencing. Why would that matter what you see?
Because I don't just blindly follow anything. That's why it matters.
You know, you miss what I'm saying. If women are talking about harm they're experiencing, right? A lot of times behind closed doors, if they're talking about the direct harm that's impacting them, that's jeopardizing their safety, and they want protection for it. Why does it matter what you see? Why would your opinion even matter?
Well, I mean, of course, I mean, unless they're asking me specifically for the protection, then it should matter.
But do
But
you
if
see how that's not protection? If women are saying that men are causing them harm, and you're saying, "Well, I don't see that," then that's not protection at all. You're actually you the op in that case. You're causing harm by silencing what she's her experience because you're saying, "Well, I don't see it." What you see and don't see isn't valid. It doesn't matter what you see and don't see. If you're naturally a protector, you protect.
so, I'm supposed to protect the woman that I'm not looking at right now that's getting abused by her husband somehow, even
That's
though I
not what
don't
I'm
see it.
saying. This the thing. If let's say she is getting abused and she comes speak about it, and another woman's getting abused and she's speaking about it, there's a lot of women coming forward there's a lot of abusive men out here. They're very abusive and they're harming us. The problem becomes when men enter the chat and say, "Well, I'm not abusive. I'm not causing harm. I don't see what y'all talking about." That's silencing women. And by doing that, you're not providing protection. Thanks for subscribing, Vonda.
So I understand what you're saying, right? And again, I just don't subscribe to that believe all women aspect of it.
But that's what I'm saying. You're not a protective women then. A protector of women will protect women at all costs. If women are saying we're being harmed, if you're a true protector, you would help protect women. But if you're saying, well, I'm not subscribing to this believe women as women want it to be, then you're not the protector that you claim you are, sir.
Yeah, and I'm 100% okay with then retracting the statement and saying that I won't. I'm okay with
Okay,
that.
so here's the
Can I say
problem.
something to you?
Hold on real quick, real quick. So here's the
Sorry.
problem. When you say you're the protector, you're not the protector then. And that is dangerous for a woman to think that you're some type of protector. And you just said and just now you wouldn't protect a woman because you don't like the way what it sounds, it feels, whatever. You're not a true protector.
Well, that's not what I said. I said if I don't see it, I can't protect it. And if that makes me not a protector, then I'm okay with that.
That's what I'm saying. And that's why men do it behind closed doors. Because if you got 1,000 men putting their hand, matter of fact, way more than 1,000, but for this example, you got 1,000 men putting their hands on women behind closed doors. And then we have a conversation out in the opening, and those men are saying, well, I don't see it out here happening. Of course you don't. Men are doing it behind closed doors.
Yeah, so you're telling me that I hear a woman say that, and then I'm supposed to do what? Go approach the man and hold him accountable?
No, that's not what I'm saying at all, sir.
Okay, but
I'm
please
saying that's
explain.
not what I'm saying. I'm not saying you have to do anything. But it's unfair to be like you protect women if you don't protect women. If women are saying we need protection, the protection is not there. There's no accountability for what the men are doing to us. And you're like, well, I don't see it, so I can't do anything if I'm not there. You're not a protector. A protector was like, hold up, where is it happening? How's it happening? And what can I do to help? That's what a protector would say. You saying you don't see it is something someone who is not a protector would say.
I'll give you an example. It's like saying, oh, you know when people say like, oh,
Oh, how you
Black Lives
doing?
Matter, all lives matter. It's kind of similar like that. It's kind of similar to like, well, I don't see it, so it's not. But if you're in a certain group that is being like discriminated against it, but some people they kind of, well, if I don't see it, it's not happening, and we all know it's happening. I tell you, yeah, it's kind of like saying like that. Oh, well, all lives matter. No, 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 no. It's not, well, of course, all lives matter, but it's kind of similar like this. It's similar to saying something like that.
Yeah, I still don't understand what you're talking about when it comes to
See,
that.
here's the
If a
thing. Here's the
woman,
thing. If you hold
go
up.
ahead.
We don't have to keep talking about it. But I'm gonna say that based on your response to the conversation and your inability to conceptualize it, even with the examples and the parallels that's been drawn, you are not a protector, sir. But because you believe you're a protector, because you tell yourself you're a protector, then you get to define your masculinity as a protector, even if you're not protecting. And there's a lot of men who say that they are protectors and they're not actually protecting. That's the issue he has with his own daddy. That's a daddy issue because he can't see reality for what it is. You have a distorted view of reality on how you see yourself, and you participate in silencing women because you don't want to challenge your own self because your own ego, the way you identify with yourself. You are, like I said, you're not a protector. You actually are harmful, and it's very harmful because there's a lot of men who think like you. It's a lot men who think like you.
So let me ask the question. So you're telling me, right, that all because I do not see crime
Yes.
being
I don't
happen.
need you to say it again. The answer was yes. I know you don't have to
So how does
repeat
that make
it.
sense then?
I
I
just
still
see
don't
here,
understand how that
sir,
makes
sir,
sense.
sir. Like I said, we can move on from that because you can't conceptualize it. That's what
I
happened, sir.
I'm
I'm
trying to
let me hold
contextualize
up,
it
hold
though.
up, hold up. Because you're stuck in your ego right now. Your fragility that has a wall up that apparently people in the comments, the other person on the panel get it, and you're not, is because you have a fragile ego. That's because of your daddy issue, sir.
Okay, well, again, I'm just trying to contextualize, right? I can
Can't.
agree
That's
or
the
not agree
thing.
with that.
You
I'm just trying
can't,
to
sir,
understand.
sir.
Okay, well, go ahead.
Move on from it because you can't. I
But
understand that you
this should
can't.
be a good
Just
message though,
because
shouldn't
you
it?
don't, sir. You can't conceptualize it. I just told you what handicaps you. And you want me to say it again?
Yeah, but I
There's
think
a
you're
brick wall
wrong.
up, sir. Your ego is fragile, sir. You have male fragility.
Yeah, okay, that's fine, but I still think you're wrong, and I don't
It doesn't,
understand
sir. Listen,
how you're coming to that
sir,
conclusion.
I'm not going to see it differently.
Well, well, then how is that my ego if you're the one that's not going to see it differently, or even look at it from a
Sir,
different point of
we're
view?
moving on from it.
Okay,
Your
that's fine.
ego won't allow you to move on from it, though. Because now your ego is bruised because you want people else. You got to mute up. You want people outside of you to see yourself the way you want to see yourself. And we can't do that. We're telling you from the outside, when we look at you, when we hear you, we don't see, what you try to see when you look in the mirror, sir. That's the end of the conversation. There's no conceptualize because I told you why the brick wall is up.
Yeah, again, I still don't agree with you, so I'm just trying to understand you.
And I understand you're not going to agree with me.
Yeah,
It's
but I
not
still
like
want to
it's not, sir.
understand you.
I'm
It's not
not gonna
about
say
agreeing.
something and you can be like, okay, and you're not gonna be able to convince me, and I know I can't convince you. So I'm
Well,
not gonna
I'm not
try
looking for
to.
convincing. I'm looking for understanding. That's it. I just want to understand how your
You
logic is.
can't,
Okay,
sir.
say that again.
You can't listen. You think that you can't understand because I'm saying something wrong or I don't have enough information. I know exactly why you can't understand me, sir. Because I'm being really clear about the way I break it down and I'm explaining to you. But you're not going to see it. I just told you you're is a limitation you have because the cognitive distance in your mind don't feel comfortable with seeing yourself in a different way than the way you want to identify. Even as I say this, I know you're still struggling because in the back of your mind, you're still saying, but they need to understand that I'm a protector. But we don't, sir. We don't.
Well, no, I already said I'm okay with not being a protector in that case, but I still don't understand how it correlates. So I'm trying to figure that out because you're trying to correlate them together. You're trying to put them together as if because women say one thing, if you do not act on what women say, regardless of anything else, any other variables, any other side of the story, you cannot be a protector. And I'm trying to understand how does that actually work?
You didn't hold up, but you didn't say you're a protector. You didn't come up here and say you was a protector. You said specifically, I am a protector of women, right? And women, and
No, I
me
didn't
and the
say
women
that.
in the comments, we are in a group right now. We heard your resume. We listened to the dissertation, and we like, oh, that is not a protector of women. And you're saying, but how can y'all tell me I'm not a protector of women? Wouldn't women be the ones who determine whether you're the protector of women? Are you saying that women don't know who their protectors are?
Well, no, I'm not saying I'm a protector of women. I'm trying to understand how you're correlating that together. I gave you what my definition of masculinity was. I am not talking about me having to be a protector, but I
Are you talking about the
am.
daddy issues?
Huh?
You talking about the daddy issues?
I'm.
What are you
What are you
saying? How it
talking about?
correlate with what? You
Hey,
How
said
does
how does
how
it
does
correlate?
I would
how
Hold on
agree
does
one
with
the
the
second.
fact that you
Hold
said
on
that
one
you guys
second.
don't know who your protectors are. I would agree with that statement.
Hold on one second, sir. Hold up. You said that you threw me off with whatever you just said. You said you the correlation or the parallel or whatever. What are you talking about? With what?
I'm trying to understand why the only way to be a protector is from what you said is to believe all women. I'm trying to understand how does that make me, if I do believe all women, then I'm a protector. If I do not believe all women, then you're telling me I'm not a protector. And I'm trying to understand how does
That's
that
not
make
what I
sense?
said.
Well,
I'm
that's
saying
what?
you're telling women that you are a protector of women. I'm telling you as a woman, and I'm reading my comments of other women. We do not see you as a protector of women.
And I'm like I said before, I'm 100% okay with your opinion on that. That's perfectly fine. I just don't understand how because when I said I do not subscribe to believe all women, then that means I'm not a protector. And you said it's because I shut them up. And it's, well, I'm not shutting anybody up. I just know men lie, women lie, people lie. It can happen.
And I'm
I
hearing what
shouldn't
you're
just
saying, and
blindly
that's literally,
follow.
sir, that rhetoric, women have said that rhetoric is damaging because we live in a victim blaming society where the victims that are blamed are women, sir.
I'm not saying anything
But
about
now,
victim
but this is
blaming.
why
I
it's
don't
a
know. How'd you get
daddy
that out of
issue.
that?
Hold up. This is why it's a daddy issue. Because what you're saying, and the guy who just hopped up on top of you said, you want to say, well, we are protectors. Women say we need protection. And the problem is the men who told themselves that they're our protectors, we're saying they are not our protectors. They are not the protectors. So now women experiences in their road to gain fucking safety to save women lives is hit a brick wall because of your ego, sir. You're talking about women everywhere versus your ego and the egos of other men who think like you.
And how do we think?
I just told you, sir. It all go back to your ego because you don't have introspection, you don't have self-awareness, you don't have the ability to challenge your own thought process about yourself because you have a fragile ego. A fragile ego is an undeveloped ego.
Well, maybe you're not choosing the right protectors, is what it sounds like.
That's what
It
I'm saying.
sounds
The
it
argument
sounds
that
like the
hold on, real
protectors that
quick,
you want to
sir,
choose
sir,
are
sir,
kind
sir,
of
sir.
weak.
Hold up, sir. That's what I'm saying. It's like it is, and this is why women get frustrated because of your ego. Now you just saying gibberish. Like the argument you think
But
you giving
how is
right,
that
see how
gibberish?
right now you coming off mute. You're being combative. You are harmful to women. And you mad because I'm saying you're harmful to women, but you're like, no, we're men, we're fucking protectors. Y'all need to fucking agree that we the goddamn protectors. That shit is fucking dangerous.
I'm listening. Listen, I'm going to agree with. I am not a protector of anybody that is not my family, and
Okay.
that I
So
don't
what's
have
the
relationship.
argument, sir?
I don't. I'm listen. I'm not. I'm saying what I'm saying is what I'm hearing in your voice is like how you're talking to that man. Maybe you're not choosing your protectors right, and your qualifications are
So
leading you
you
to
are first of
choose
all,
people that are weak.
sorry. So now you're a victim blamer. You don't know me for shit. But if
I don't see you as
you're
a
no,
victim.
hold
Were
up,
you victimized?
pause, because you have no self control. You are very
I
impulsive.
I definitely do.
Pause, sir. Pause. The problem is now he's saying he's a protector of women. You're saying you're a protector of your family. So if I have a problem with protection, it's because I didn't choose the right protector of a family. Because in your mind, you should choose the right protector of the family. So if you're being
Well,
harmed,
what I'm going
it's
to
because you lack impulse control. If you lack
I don't
impulse
think
control, it means you lack emotional regulation, which means you're one of the harmful men. You keep hopping off the mute to try to make an argument does not make sense, and you don't care about gaining understanding because you have a fragile ego.
no, I think your observation is completely off, and I think that you're speaking from um um a victim slash inferior mindset. I'm not saying that it's his job to.
So now my mindset is inferior
Yes,
because
because
hold up, I'm
where
about
your
to
family.
mute you again because you are harmful, sir. You are
Because
a
I
harmful man. So instead of you going to protect your family, you over here with me causing harm. So my mind is inferior because in your mind, your ego is so fragile. You have to feel like your thoughts are superior to what I'm saying because your thoughts dominate mine. So your reality has to be the
not dominate,
correct reality.
not dominate. They're
That
just
is an insecurity, sir. Your ego is fragile.
I don't
Your ego is like
think
lit is fucking on a thread and there's a dumpster truck on that motherfucker.
I don't think you can have a an intelligent conversation without you trying to control the conversation.
Because you don't want to challenge your own conception. You don't want to challenge your own conception of who you are. That is scary for you. You have an undeveloped ego, sir.
You're wrong. And
this is why I said y'all daddy issues. It's not masculinity. It's your fucking daddy issues.
Where's your?
Because you identify with your daddy, and he either wasn't there, or if he was there, he didn't love you enough. He didn't hug you enough. He didn't spend enough fucking time with you. And now you up here arguing with a woman about how you are a protector. I'm not lying, sir. You can't deal with it. So now you're crashing out. But you're gonna tell me I'm not intelligent when you fucking confused and don't know what the fuck is going on.
Can you use
that is fucking crazy.
TikTok?
You are immature. You are a child. You are undeveloped, sir. You have a developmental delay. You have missed the pivotal milestones in your fucking development. Because you have daddy issues, sir.
The intellectually inferior person. That's what it is. You're speaking out of hostility because your people can't.
So now you want to attack me.
Your daddy didn't want to protect.
You feel like anybody who doesn't see you the way you want to see yourself is a direct attack because you have a fucking fragile ego, sir. Your ego is fragile, sir. You have male fragility. So you're crashing out because you need me. You need other people to see you because if we don't also see you the way you try to see yourself, then guess what? Your identity, you unalive. You can't deal with that. You can't experience the unalivement of this false identity you created.
This is why you're not in
you tell yourself. So you're a protector though. But you're a protector though. You're a protector of your family. How are you crashing out on my panel trying to challenge me because your feelings are hurt? How is it protecting your family? It's like 2 o'clock in the morning somewhere. Shouldn't you be standing by the doorway, making sure no one breaks into the home, sir? You should not be on TikTok arguing with me, having a fucking full crash out because your ego is being challenged. This is fucking crazy.
Look at you.
And this is what I'm saying. Your chronological age is a grown man, but your developmental age is a fucking adolescent at best.
Who you are.
Early adolescent at
lying at who you are. You have an infant.
I'm gonna have to take you out, sir. Goddamn. Maybe another day.
So I would like to say this, right? One, again, I do want to say thank you for respecting me and allowing me to speak and vice versa, you know. But the way he acted just now, I personally think that's unacceptable. But you gave him the exact same diagnosis as me, and me and him are completely different people.
He is overt. He is grandiose. You are covert, sir. That's why.
See, and the same thing that you said when he tried to tell you something, you did say, you don't know me, right? And then to me, when you're telling me this, I know you don't know me either. But I don't have a problem.
No. I said, no, there's a difference. He's telling me that I need a protector in my life and that his version of a protector is the reason why I'm having a problem because I haven't found a version of him to be the protector, sir. He doesn't know my personal experience. But if he kind of come up here and say he is a protector while he is directly causing harm to a woman, he is not a protector. So yes, I can say he doesn't know me in that sense because we're not talking about that scenario.
Yeah, but he didn't, though. He didn't say he was a protector.
See how now you still want to stand up for him because you are the covert narc and he's the overt narc. But y'all both narcs.
It's not that I want to stand up for him. It's just that to have a good conversation, there has to be one in good faith, as in you're listening to understand, not listening to respond.
So I'm
And
gonna mute you because you're doing the same thing. So what he tried to do is attack my intelligence, and you're gonna say that, oh, you're not listening to what I'm saying. You're just responding to what I'm saying, even though that is direct. That's a fucking projection because you could not even conceptualize what I was saying earlier. You couldn't do it. That's a strong ass contradiction.
but I was trying to. I was trying to understand you is what I'm trying to
And
say.
I told you why you couldn't. You remember why I said you couldn't?
Yeah, it's something about you not knowing who I am to try to diagnose me with whatever.
No, that's not what I said. I said you have male fragility, sir. You have an idea of yourself, and when people challenge it, you don't like it. It makes you become defensive. When you are defensive, you can't focus, you can't hone in on the conversation because now your brain is like is rushing with thoughts of how you can convince the world that this mask you put up is actually who you are.
Mm, No, I really just wanted to understand how you got that
You
together because
can't understand. So the only way you can understand where I'm coming from is if you did some intensive therapy and some internal work and maybe came back in like a decade, sir.
and how old do you think I am to have to come back in
It
a
does
day?
not matter how old you are, sir. I'm talking about the intervention that you need.
Yeah, and how many years of therapy do you think I would need that I've probably already had already? So I want to know.
Listen, someone who goes to therapy and they're a narc, it doesn't work for them. They say that all the time.
So you diagnosed.
Narcissists, sir, narcissists only go to therapy and learn how to manipulate. They don't actually learn because you can't it has to be a personal decision to allow your ego to like this whole identity you have to completely crumble, which is devastating to a person who is a narc, sir. To rebuild yourself, that takes time.
Ma'am, I'm just gonna let you know you just diagnosed me with narcissism. I just want you to know that.
Sir, I know a narc when I hear narc, sir.
Yeah, but I've already went and got tested for it
And
specifically, and
you
I'm
don't
not.
know how narcissism works then. You don't know about, go read the
What?
academic journals that psychiatrists write about how it's almost fucking impossible to get a diagnosis on a narcissist, which is why it looks like we only have 1 to 2% of the population when it's vastly larger than that.
So just because you say it, I am one.
You're not going to accept, sir. I said 20 minutes ago that we disagree and we can move on. Why won't you let it go?
It's not, again, it's not about, we can always move on. It's your panel. I'm 100%
No.
respectful.
I'm asking you a question. Why can't you let it go?
No, like I said, I don't understand
And
what
then
you're
drop
saying.
it then and make a new point.
You said who?
You can drop it and make another point then.
No, is it specifically? I was specifically talking about the prompt. So do I drop it and make a different point, not the prompt, or with the prompt still?
No, you're not going to be able to understand what I'm saying. So you can make another point if you want.
Okay, so with the basis still of the prompt, that was all I'm trying to make sure. With the
We're
basis.
no longer talking about you, sir. We can't talk about you. You're not introspective enough.
Okay, yes, but I'm still confused. Are we talking about the prompt? Is what I'm
You know,
asking. The
you just
prompt.
said that, sir. There are a lot of different ways we can have conversations on this one prompt. We just can't focus on you. We can talk in a general sense.
Oh, okay.
What's up, City Boys?
Yo, hello.
You want to comment on the prompt?
Oh yeah. What exactly are we calling masculinity?
Can you not tap the keyboard and the mic?
Oh shit, my bad. I'm playing Call of Duty. Hold on.
All right.
What
How
is
about this? I'm gonna mute you up. Can y'all do me a favor and tap my screen while y'all in here, please? Share the live out. I know it's late, but just tap the screen. The lights is kind of low. Though I could maybe we can get somebody who understand what the fuck going on can comment on this. Also, I have a live goal. If y'all could support my live goal, I would appreciate it. Thank you. So if you don't know what's going on, usually when you request to a panel, you're supposed to have an idea you want to share.
Oh
You
yeah,
don't
no,
just
I
request to the
my
panel.
bad. Yeah, no, I understand that. I'm just trying to understand like your definition. It's
It's
your
not my
panel
definition. It's
of
literally,
masculinity.
sir. No, no, no.
Huh?
It would literally have to be your definition, sir.
Okay. I think
Man, this TikTok shit be remedial as fuck. Damn. Sir, we cannot hear you.
better.
Be breathless.
Yeah, no, what I'm saying is like my definition of masculinity is basically providing and protecting for your family. You know what I'm saying? And knowing when to take a step, aside and let your girl do what she got to do, or as far as do what she can do. If she better with finances, let her be better with the finances. So I'm
Hold
not
up, real
exactly,
quick. Because
yo,
this is the part that's very interesting.
yeah, yeah,
Why, and this is why men say shit like women emasculate. Why is your identity tied to another person? Are you able to talk about your identity of masculinity without talking about
oh
another
yeah,
person?
my idea as masculinity like is I'm a fight. Yeah, men are inherently violent, so that's what I do. I'm
So you see
ex-military.
masculinity as violence.
To a capacity, yeah. That's how we've got to where we were as a country, and
Okay.
that's how you are able
Where
to have
did you
freedom of
get that?
speech.
Okay, sir.
Yeah,
Where did you get that idea from?
history,
Okay. Can you be more specific?
the world at large, why you are able to drive, why you're able to have the freedom of speech, because of war.
Did you, sir?
Yeah,
Was your father in your home growing up?
yeah, absolutely.
Okay. What did you learn about masculinity from your father?
I learned how to fight.
So your father is violent.
No, he's not violent. He just knows how to fight.
Okay,
He knows how to protect the
hold
family.
on real quick. You told me that masculinity is violence, and I asked you how you got to that. You said look at history, the world at large, but your
Yeah.
father is excluded from that.
No, he has the capacity to be violent. He's also ex-military.
What is the
So
what is the contradiction there? So I'm confused.
there isn't one.
So
Men
if I
have the
say that your
propensity for
father
violence.
is sir, if you believe masculinity is violence, and that based on history and the world at large, it demonstrates that men are violent, and I say, oh, your father is violent, why are you saying he's not violent then?
Okay, I'm sorry. The context of violence, it wasn't violence towards the family. It was violence towards
You never
outside of the
said
family.
who he was violent towards,
Oh yeah,
sir.
absolutely. All men are violent. I'm just real enough to admit it.
So the obsession with violence,
It's not
right?
an obsession. It's the way we survive.
Why are men violent?
Survival.
Why do men live in survival mode?
Because we have to. We have been living in survival mode since dawn of time. Whether it's been fighting another man or fighting a damn mammoth, you're fighting. Life is survival.
Mammoth?
I'm
You
talking
think
like
you think
I'm
men was
talking
fighting
couple
mammoths?
a mammoth a
I
couple
know what a
million years
mammoth
ago.
is, sir. Sir, you
Ma'am.
think men were fighting mammoths?
Oh, they absolutely were hunting. For a hunt, you have to fight. We didn't always have guns. We had to go out with spears and fight
We're
the
on
fucking.
TikTok, sir. Make
Yeah.
sure you use TikTok friendly language.
Oh my bad. We didn't have gunpowder. We didn't have
Sir, you
firearms.
still think Lord.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, what do you want me to say? My bad. I'm not trying to cause no trouble, man. I'm just saying. We didn't have the same means that we have today as far as to go hunt.
So you're saying because of hunting, what you because you say, oh, with a spear, right?
Right.
Well, so when you have overpopulation, right? Then yeah, there are certain things you have to do, right? But
Absolutely.
if you're talking about the now where people were getting food and it was access of resources, especially during the agricultural revolution, right?
Mm-hmm.
There was no need to do all of that. Maybe if you're
It still
talking
takes
about,
violence to slaughter.
hold up, sir,
My bad.
calm down.
I'm calm. Okay.
So, for example, the Sahara Desert was not always a desert. It was plenty of food there,
Right.
but there was a drought. And because of that drought, people went to different places because there was a limited amount of resources, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And because of the limited amount of resources, they had to learn new ways to get access to food, right?
No, it never changed. We always hunted.
Sir.
But you asked me a question.
So if humans live in the Sahara Desert with food was plentiful,
I,
right?
right.
Why would they go and hunt?
How else are you gonna get the food? You're gonna go to a market? They had to hunt it. Like I don't.
Sir. Do you know why we have canine teeth and the majority of our teeth are flat?
So we're supposed to be vegan? Like we're omnivores. That's why we eat both meat and plant matter.
Do you not know how the fucking drought,
Yeah, the
caused
jump street,
people
Carter.
to
I got
hunt?
you.
Listen, people didn't just hunt food; they hunted each other, sir.
We're not cannibals, but sure, we
Sir, what are you talking about? We're not cannibals. Do you know
when
how
we
long
talk about
human?
hunting, why are we talking about hunting people?
Sir, my lord, sir.
I'm
If you
really trying to
live, all
understand. I'm
right,
not trying to be funny.
listen, all right.
What up?
If you live somewhere where there's fruiting trees everywhere,
Mm-hmm.
there's food readily available.
Right.
There's no shortage. There's no overpopulation. You got plenty of food to eat. Why would somebody stop and not eat the food that's readily available to them and go hunt, sir?
Because okay, so all crops, like you have a tree or whatever that produces whatever kind of fruit. You have a certain amount of people. Eventually, human nature is going to kick in. Greed is going to kick in. Like people are going to go take more than what they need.
Sir, that's not how that works.
But it is.
First, no, hold up. Pause for a second.
Okay.
So now it may look like that because there's a bunch of male trees or trees that don't fruit, right? And we don't have food readily available around us like we would at one point. People would eat the fruit of the tree. So it's like you eat the fruit, there's a life cycle. You come back 2 weeks later, there's
Uh
new
huh.
fruit there because you did not unalive the tree. It's
It's not.
plenty of fruit, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, just hush for a second.
Okay, I got you. My bad.
You calm down.
Okay.
You have fresh fruit, a variety of fruit everywhere. Anytime you need it, okay? There's no need to hunt, sir. You're full from eating the fucking fruit and vegetables.
Mm-hmm.
You're full. However, if a drought comes and all of those fruiting trees are gone now and you're hungry, then you'll have to hunt, sir. Then you must hunt. So it's
Okay.
not since the dawn of time. It's because of situational. So yes, people hunted, and yes, people hunted each other because they were hungry and they were suffering from famine. When you don't eat for a certain amount of time, you go feral. And humans, especially very recently, Europeans ate people, sir. There are no mummies. It's rarely any mummies in fucking over in Egypt anymore because they ate them up. They grinded them and they ate them all up. So how can you say we're not cannibal? You don't have your facts together. So you starting off wrong. The violence came because of the climate change, sir. The violence didn't just happen.
Okay, so back to being a protector and men being inherently violent to provide for their families. Um, that's the definition of masculinity. That's my definition of masculinity. Um,
All right, I'm gonna mute you. You playing. LWG, did you want to make another point?
Uh, to be honest with you, I kind of understand what he's coming from to
Okay.
a certain degree.
What do you understand?
Again, the inherent part, like I said, the instinctual part of it, which I don't think that comes from daddy issues. I think that just comes from our normal psyche. So how
Okay.
he's
All
saying
right.
it,
So hold up, sir. If the famine is what caused people to start eating more meat, sir, right? Do you think it was just men out there hunting and eating? You think it was just men?
I don't really, I'm not really thinking about hunting, eating. I'm thinking about just in 2025, men
No,
exert
no, no. That's
dominance.
what he. You said you said where he coming from. That's what he's saying.
Yeah, but I'm talking about the
He said
instinctual.
he's violent because his great grandfather was fighting mammoths, sir. Since the dawn of time, that's natural. That's why it's so instinctual. But if it's a shift in human behavior because of fucking climate change, sir, it wouldn't been since the dawn of time. It's a reaction to trauma. It's a trauma response. So it wouldn't just be humans are innately violent. But even if that's the claim you're making, your active is just it was just a bunch of men. If women were there too, why are women not violent, sir?
Well, I think a lot of women are somewhat violent, and then that's why men are saying a lot of women are being more in their
So are
masculine.
you saying that everybody's violent?
I'm saying everybody has a certain level of masculine and femininity within them. I just think that women show more femininity, which is what we base off
Okay,
of
so what point?
emotional.
Hold
Okay,
up. What point did he make that we are we even talking about?
that it's instinctual for a man to be violent. That is instinctual.
Okay, why is it not instinctual for women to be violent then?
I I think that again it is, but I think that it's more based off of emotion, and men are more based off of the logic of it. Is that we're
That
violent
makes
when we
no
need to be.
sense, sir.
Well, I try to explain it.
Hold up. No, no, that doesn't make sense. That's why.
that's the science of it, though. You can
Sir, you
refute it.
can't just sir, you can't just put science in a sentence and think it's valid. Sir, that's not how that works.
But it is though when there's
It
studies
is
that have been
not.
conducted.
That's like when people say 59 people believe the facts you give them if you tell them that a percentage of people believed it in a study,
Well,
sir.
you can research it yourself.
Sir, you want me to take your moot point and go
No, you
search
can
the
research it.
interwebs?
No, no, read into it. I want you to dive into it. I would like for
Sir,
you to get smarter.
am I going to find pictures of ancient ancestors boxing mammoths, sir? What are you talking about?
What? No, you're gonna see proof of like furs and things that people had of them going after. Huh?
Why did people need furs, sir?
To stay warm? I don't. I don't understand.
That's survival mode. That's a trauma response.
No, that's just survival. If I threw you out in the
No,
woods right
it's a
now,
trauma response,
if I threw
sir.
you out in the woods right now,
Have
what are
you,
you gonna do?
sir? Have you ever been anywhere in the world that's close to the equator, sir?
Ma'am, I've been in South. I'm ex-military.
Okay,
I've been in South
great.
Africa. I've been
Okay,
all
tell
over
me,
the world.
hold up. Tell me how many times when you were in South Africa did you were like, I need to find a fucking woolly mammoth to skin to cover my body from this fucking excess cold,
Right,
sir.
not right now because it's not the ice age. Like I don't understand. Like the ice age wasn't like an overnight thing. It was a couple thousand years. If you got to stay warm, you're gonna have to take the fur from an animal that's gonna keep you warm.
as a trauma response, sir.
And that's not trauma. What is the trauma? What is trauma?
Sir,
What is trauma?
sir, humans did not evolve in the ice age, if that's the theory, okay?
Right. The
So,
asteroid hit
you
and
gotta
then...
let me finish the point, sir.
All right, my bad. Go ahead.
Damn. So if you live in an environment where you're close to the equator and it's warm all year round, and then all of a sudden there's excess cold where it's never been before, you telling me that people was like, oh shit, let's just go skin the woolly mammoths. That shit is in us. This is fine. And we just gonna go on about our fucking day. We ice skating at 6 o'clock.
Is that a question?
Yes.
Okay, can you repeat that one more time? I'm sorry.
How no?
Okay, my bad. So, what? All I'm saying is, look, man. In order for the world to be where it is today, men had to be violent. Point blank. Period. If we weren't violent, hear me out. Let me finish my point. I'll let you talk. Out of respect.
Well, pause, sir. I will let you finish your point, but you're not letting me talk, sir.
But you asked me a question.
No. Listen to what I'm saying.
I got you.
Go ahead.
All right. If there wasn't violence, and unfortunately there are people who wield the propensity for violence to be violent against regular people. Adolf Hitler, Stalin, Kim Jong-un.
We are on TikTok. Just stop naming people. We don't need.
Okay, I got you. My bad. I don't know the rules of civilian life yet. My bad.
Lord.
But we have these dictators. We have bad people, and the only way to get rid of those bad people is inherent violence. Unless you want, right? What? Huh? What I do now?
No. You're skipping a whole step.
What you want to talk?
Let me ask you a question. All right, let me ask you a question, sir. Are you a black man?
Oh, I'm all mixed up, man.
Oh, even better.
Hell yeah.
Somewhere along the line, some women did not consent. Correct?
Sure.
Which is a violent act.
Men are inherently violent. We got that.
And no. Which is a violent act, sir.
Yeah.
And you like, this the way things are supposed to be.
No, that's just the way they are. That's the reality.
Okay,
I don't like
it. Sir. Slow down a little bit.
All right, my bad.
Okay. Lord, my God, it shouldn't be this hard.
I'm working with you, baby. I'm here with you.
No. I'm working with you, sir.
Okay, we're working together. Teamwork makes the dream work. Here we go.
So you live in a YT supremacist society.
Yeah, I wouldn't call it that, but yeah.
Sir, I don't care about your distorted facts. Let me finish. A capitalistic society that needed slave labor to keep going. And that slave labor included your ancestors before somewhere down the line, somebody who did not consent got mixed with another group of people. And you like, this just the way things supposed to be. Well, this is the way things are. And you think that's the best world to live in? Sir?
No, it's just the reality of the world.
Okay, so we got sir. So we got a flawed world. Because of a trauma response. And what's your argument about this fucked up world, sir?
Well, there's no argument. It's just reality of a fucked up world. I mean, the only thing you can do, whether it be a trauma response or not, the only thing you can do is survive. And to go back to slavery, did the Egyptians build their pyramids? No. So don't make it seem like white people were just, oh my God, like it's not.
Sir. Capitalism is a problem, sir. I know that slavery. What the fuck? You need to stop. Just fucking. You just talking about some parents. Just stop it.
Who built the pyramids?
Sir,
The Egyptians
now
and
we on
Hebrews.
who built the pyramids. You just was talking about your daddy fighting a woolly mammoth. You need to stay in this current time.
You
No,
brought
just stay here,
well,
sir.
slavery isn't current,
Sir, there are over 50 million people in slavery today. What are you talking about?
and there are 50 million people building structures for other countries.
Which is a problem, sir.
Diversity is not a problem.
What the
It's
fuck is
it's
wrong with
forced labor is
you?
a problem. Yeah, that's not cool. But like, who has slave labor? Like, I don't.
Capitalism causes slavery, sir.
Well, we're all slaves if you go to work to a 9 to 5,
Okay,
technically.
sir. What the fuck? What is your point?
Well, my point is that this is nonsense. Like, what?
Yeah, because you all over the place, sir. You in
No, I've gotten the
Egypt.
time machine
You in the
with you.
Ice Age. You all over the fucking
Well, I
place.
took it to the dawn of time because you asked me where the propensity of violence came from, and I explained
No,
it to
I
you.
tried to explain to you how initially that level of violence that you were referring to was not there. But you think that the
But
first humans just started, we had babies just ripping fucking animals apart, biting into them, eating them. Like, sir, like your
before
facts
discovery
of
of
the
fire,
past are distorted.
no, before the discovery of fire, that's exactly what it was, dude.
Before the
Like,
discovery of fire.
yeah,
So the Ice Age came first.
I wasn't there.
Then why are you talking about it then?
The same reason why we talking about slavery.
So you just saying random shit.
No, I'm using your logic.
So pink boots.
Raindrop.
LWG, you want to say this, sir?
No,
No, it's a no. LWG, you want to say something? This the motherfucker. You agree with him though?
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I still agree with
I know you. That's crazy.
I'm
How
not.
you struggle? No. I'm gonna tell you what's crazy. You struggle to understand what I was saying, but this motherfucker, you like, damn, this nigga cooking. I understand exactly. I see the map clearly in my fucking head. That's what's fucking crazy.
It's not that. See, what it is that he tried to tell you exactly where the violence come from, but you're trying to go further back and back, which I understand. But
Well, okay, if he
somebody
said,
has to start. Go
sir,
ahead. Go ahead.
his claim was from the dawn of time. Do you know what dawn of time means?
To me, again, I'm only thinking general statement, as in the reality of it is no one just like you can't get taught violence if you're the first person. You understand what I'm saying? Like it's not a taught violent. It's like you can't say it's conditioned if they're the first person to have it, and then they teach their sons how to be violent, and then they teach their sons how to be violent. It's okay. Well,
Why
then who
can't
taught
you,
the first?
sir?
Well, then who taught the first person how to be violent? Then
I already explained it. I already explained it. When you live, if you live somewhere and resources are plentiful and you don't have overpopulation, there's no need for violence. The violence that y'all refer to is due to overpopulation
you know how
and
we deal with
fighting over. Shut
overpopulation?
up! I'm talking.
Out switch.
And fighting over resources, sir. When you have a lack of resources and people need said resources, they will fight for survival. But if the resources are plentiful, sir, that's not the case. So it's not the dawn of time. It's since a traumatic event, which I'm trying to let him know that if he's referring to the drought, then guess what? That's a trauma response. People started hurting each other because they was trying to survive.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and we agree with that. Nobody's disputing that whatsoever.
You
All we're saying.
are. If you're saying the violence was from the dawn of time, that's a contradiction, sir.
No, the survival was from the dawn of time because, huh? You
No,
have
I
to
muted.
survive.
No, nigga, I muted you for a reason. I
Oh,
need a
my,
break from you. You's a fucking lie.
I didn't know I
No,
was gonna do live. My
no,
fault.
don't unmute. I'm at the drop you. No, stay on mute. We can only take increments of you, sir. I don't know what the fuck you on. Go ahead, JWG or whatever. I can't see your name right now.
It's all right. It's all right. Again, like if it's survival and survival makes you do stuff, cool. And if you want to call it a trauma response, that's
Hold
cool.
on 1 second, sir.
Uh-huh.
I've been talking about the double standard on when it comes to content creation, okay? And the fact that women have to work harder online for support. So I'm gonna say it again. If y'all could contribute to my live goal, I would appreciate it. That includes the men who are sitting up on my panel. Like, y'all can support my live. It's not a lot. 88 coins is like 88 cents. It's less than $1. The fact that I even got to say it again. Thank you, just minding my business. Go ahead and finish your point, sir.
Yeah, I don't have any on this account, but on my other account, I come and I'll drop you even a galaxy.
Okay. I
I'll
want
drop
you to
you a
make the point.
galaxy, all right? But so again, regardless of trauma, all of that stuff, right? At the end of the day, we're looking at the prompt and it's saying it's coming from daddy issues. But the way it's being addressed is it's coming from the daddies of the daddies of the other daddies of the daddies, because we're talking about violence within this context, right? So again, if we have to go all the way back, then at what point do we say this is just the reality of it? Instead of just saying it's our ancestors' issues that men are calling masculinity violent.
Thank y'all for contributing to the live goal. Here's the thing, sir. We can blame everything on the fucking ancestors, okay? Like, we can blame, if you want, we'll blame fucking everybody from the ancestral lineage. All the motherfuckers can get the blame. But guess what? Them motherfuckers gone. And guess who got to deal with the consequences? So do you know what a generational curse is?
Yes, I do.
What is a generational curse?
I don't believe in it, but I do know people talk about it and they say that it's, again, past trauma. It's pretty much something passed down to you from your ancestors and or it could be your grandparents or whatever it may be that's closer. But ultimately, it's just their environment that they set that is going to be passed down to you. And the way to break generational curse is people would think that it's by being financially stable and or, obtaining assets to get them into.
Pause. I was with you till you got to that point.
Yeah, I understand.
Okay, yeah, all right. Having access to resources by having finances, yeah, but that's not what breaks the generational curse. One, you need to recognize the generational curse. Okay, if y'all are saying that the violence is just in us, humans are violent, it's been like that since the dawn of time, then we can't even identify that as a generational curse. Which is why it's important to recognize that the Sahara Desert was not always a desert and humans lived there without all this fucking violence. But we recognize that something happened that caused famine to the point where people started hunting for meat because the lack of access to eat fucking food to the point where they ate each other, sir. And we like, damn, where did we deal with that trauma? Or was that trauma passed down and we're still dealing with to this very fucking day?
I would say that it's passed down. We're dealing to this day, but I think the real disconnect is that we're looking at violence differently. I think that's where the disconnect is that I don't have a problem with violence whatsoever, and I think you do, and that's why we're having this disconnect and not being able to understand each other.
That's the problem because when you exist in dysfunction, you can't see it until you get out of it, which is how survival mode works. You don't even know you're in survival mode or you were in survival mode until you get out of survival mode. Some people live their whole lives in survival mode, don't even realize that they once were in survival mode. If you never had a moment you like, damn, I really was living in survival mode. A lot of the shit I thought wasn't actually a danger to me. I was just afraid all the time. If that never happened to you on any capacity, then you are still in survival mode. So yes, if we talk about violence and you like violence is good because you live in survival mode, of course you're going to think violence is good because you are always watching your back. You are always worrying about your safety. But someone who knows peace, somebody who had the financial resources that you're talking about, where they can provide, have access to resources where they feel protected, they can come out of that survival mode and see it a different way. So yeah, of course you would see it differently, sir.
Yes, and I actually agree with you there too. And I think that that's what ultimately we're really talking about when it comes to that survival mode. We're calling it the realization. It's not just about me watching my back and thinking that I'm a target to somebody's violence. Is that I know that that's a possibility. Now, how I act upon it is me probably going off of risk management and probabilities, but I know it's a possibility. And that's why I think violence is important, or just a preparation of violence is important, not necessarily to be violent, but knowing that.
But this is the problem with men who live in survival mode and they can only think in violence. For women, because of the way we are socialized in the gender binary, men are socialized to feel like violence is a necessity because it's a constant fight for status, with the goal to be more dominant than the next person. Whereas women are socialized to be more connected with each other, more communal, where they do not repress sad feelings and they can process them. They're more likely to come out of that survival mode. And they like, look, gentlemen, y'all fucking crazy. Y'all are harmful. Y'all need to chill the fuck out. But these men who are still stuck in survival mode, like, no, this is necessary. What are you talking about? We're fucking protectors. And we like, no, we looking around. We took a nap, right? We put our pajamas on. We stayed up all night, laughing, talking, joking. We took a nap, woke up the next morning, had breakfast, watched the sun come up. Like, it was beautiful. And then we saw y'all motherfuckers outside in the street fucking fighting. And we like, what the hell is wrong with these motherfuckers? And then y'all chased after us, and we had to go back in the fucking house. We like, this shit is dangerous. So we go to the men like, hold up, what is going on? And y'all like, it's violent out here. I'm gonna protect you though. And we like, no, this is not protection, sir. I'm a protector of women. What are you talking about? Find you a protector. And we like, that's not protecting us. We don't feel safe in that. And you're like, what the fuck are you talking about? You should feel safe. I'm a protector. You don't understand that we are literally existing in the same world in different fucking dimensions. And when we talk and we explain that to you, you don't see it. It's like allegory of the fucking cave. Y'all in the fucking cave. And y'all can't get out of the fucking cave. And we can't tell you shit because y'all don't listen to us. And your idea of who you are, your whole identity is tied to your access to us. So y'all won't leave us the fuck alone.
Can I raise my
Now,
hand?
hold up. Not only will you not leave us the fuck alone, y'all want to force us to have fucking babies so we can give birth to soldiers to fight in your fucking wars. Because y'all motherfuckers can't sit the fuck down and listen for 5 minutes.
Can
Okay,
I raise
I would
my
like
hand?
to rebuttal first, though.
Well,
One,
okay, go ahead.
yeah, I would love to. So, I already agree with you if you're talking about world peace, if you're talking about the ideology of peace. I agree with all of that. But at the end of the day, I have to be very realistic in the fact that men are causing most of the crimes here, right? And as a woman, I would like, a lot of these women out here, I would hope that they don't have to go out there and fight their own battles against men. I would just say that there are men out there that want to fight that battle too, but coming out there with words when the other man has weapons doesn't really meet, is what I'm saying, is that violence is going to happen regardless. If I take no stand whatsoever, violence will happen. And I would prefer to me be capable of violence to then fight the violence that's going to happen. Because telling
But it's
these men
not,
to
no,
stop
that's
when they have
contradicting what you
results.
just said. You just
Excuse me.
said your view of violence and my view of violence is different. What did you mean when you said that?
That I see it as a fight against the same men. You see it as all men need to stop the violence. And I'm telling you that all men will never stop the violence because they're getting whatever results they get from it.
Cause y'all exist. Y'all motherfuckers are cursed.
It's not
Y'all,
y'all.
hold up,
Come
pause,
on, bro.
sir. Pause, cause you said the same shit. You think your daddy fought woolly mammoths. Hush
Bro,
up
it's
for
not
a
even
second.
that.
Sir,
Yeah.
sir. Y'all motherfuckers are cursed. Y'all like we was born like this. No, you were not born like that. You were conditioned to be that way. Because you live in a society that needs your bodies for fucking war. So you are in big bodies, but you have undeveloped brains. So we can't even talk because it's not the same conversation. It's not about, oh, the men are still going to be violent. No, you are in survival mode. And you're like, we can't talk about this. The men are going to be violent anyway. They're going to be violent. You're one of the men, sir. That's the problem.
Okay, so you're wanting to live in some utopian society that never existed, like ever. Um, there's gonna
No,
be
no, no,
violence.
no, 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 no. I told you, you don't get to talk about historical facts. You all over the place. You're not going to sit here and say it never existed ever, sir. And you know nothing about matriarchal societies that existed for hundreds of
How are you
thousands of
gonna tell me
years.
what I know?
Pause, sir, because you talking about mummies in fucking Egypt, sir. That's why. That's why. You're talking about boxing woolly mammoths and mummies in fucking Egypt, sir. It's a no. No more historical facts from you.
Bet.
Make a real world fucking response for today, sir.
Okay, at what point in your lifetime have you seen a utopian society?
This is what I'm talking about.
No, I'm asking a question.
No, no, no. This is what I'm talking about. You cannot conceptualize what I'm talking about.
No, I
This,
can.
no, sir, just I know you want to feel like you are because society told you that you're a man and you're a leader and you know more than women and women are beneath you, which is dangerous because you don't even realize
I
that
don't
you're
feel
in.
that way.
Sir,
I don't feel.
are you going to crash out?
No, but you're not gonna tell me how I feel.
Sir, you're crashing out. You can object. You can rebuttal when I'm done. Damn. We can't even have the same conversation because part of the reason why you're so combative is because subconsciously you feel like men are above women. And if y'all want to survive, y'all just need to find men. Women are like, no, just let us be over here. And y'all obsessed with us. You are obsessed with us. Y'all won't leave us the fuck alone. And when you can't have access to women because they talk and get information, you go for young girls. Y'all go for young girls. Y'all are dangerous. So when you ask me a question like, when have I existed in a utopia? And I just broke down a timeline for you, we're not having the same conversation, sir. You don't have the range, sir. You don't have the range. That's not even the conversation, what you're talking about. You are confused. And instead of admitting to yourself that you're confused and you don't know what's going on, you're going to keep asking me these ridiculous fucking questions.
Can I talk now? Can, can I unshackle myself? Okay, I'm gonna unshackle myself. Everybody ready? Get ready. Um, all I'm saying is,
I muted you because I'm petty. Stop being passive aggressive.
bro, come on, man. Like,
Stop being passive aggressive.
but I'm not.
Just
I'm
say
having a
what you
good
got to
time.
say.
What I have to say is, me and Buddy are speaking from logic. You're speaking from an emotional standpoint, and quite frankly, it's coming off as delusion.
Hold up. Tell me how I'm coming from an emotional standpoint and you're
Everything you're
coming.
saying is super emotional. Well, we don't
How? No,
feel
no, no,
that
no,
way.
sir. Tell me how what I'm saying is emotional, and then explain how your
Well,
question, because you only made it ask the question, is logical.
well, because Okay. In order to get an answer, you have to ask a question. That's logical. That's why I asked the question.
No, but no. Your question was not logical, and I just explained
When
why.
have you lived in a utopian society? That was a
Sir,
logical
again,
question.
your question was not logical, and I just explained why.
Well, you keep explaining utopian societies, and I'm trying to figure out where it is because I want to go too,
Sir,
bro.
you no, that's the problem. You're the danger, sir.
But I'm not.
Utopia cannot exist with you in it. That's the
Well,
problem.
nothing can exist with nobody in it. Like as far as men and women, because we need each other. Point blank. Period. We need each
That's
other
the
for
part.
reproduction.
No. We don't need y'all. That's
But
the
you
problem.
do.
No,
When's the last time you invented something?
sir,
When's the last
sir.
road you built?
All right, we're gonna mute you, sir. Y'all keep saying y'all built this fucked up society.
That's what we're going for.
Sir, this ghetto ass society, you like y'all built it.
Well, build
Now, oh,
Amazon.
sir, you about to get dropped. Y'all built this ghetto ass fucking raggedy ass fucking society, right? And you like, we built it. So not only do you not know about women's contributions, men actively remove women's contributions from anybody knowing shit to the point where, because of ownership, men take credit for women's contributions to fucking society. Now you're like, what did you build in society? All that question tells me is that you're ignorant and you're coming from a place of ignorance. And you love that talking point so much that it makes you feel giddy, and you have not done any research, you haven't read any fucking books, and you
I'm
don't
just
give a
using your
fuck.
logic.
You ask idiotic questions, sir.
I'm using your logic
What is my logic?
to ask redundant, idiotic questions. Like you're living in la la land.
What question did I ask?
How is this benefiting women? I don't know.
No, I didn't ask that
Whatever rabbit
question.
hole we've been
I no
down.
no
I
no
don't
no
even
no no
fucking know
no no
anymore,
no no
dude.
no 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 no, sir. Because you're the
Like,
logical no.
what?
You're
I
the
mean,
logical one, remember? You said I'm asking redundant questions. The one question you just stated, I never even asked. So what question, because apparently I've been asking them all night, what question did I ask that was so redundant that you're like, I'm going to match her logic?
I'm sorry, I was on mute. I misspoke, and I apologize for that. But the statements you're making are nonsense. Point blank. Period.
Why are they nonsense?
Because they're not based off of anything. These are based off of your feelings.
How is what I'm stating about things that's happened in the past based on my feelings?
Well, we're not going to the past. I thought we're not allowed to do
No.
that.
Hold up. Here's the
Okay,
thing.
I can get in the time machine. I got you.
No. Hold up. Because y'all love to say the logical, emotional shit. You like to say that because it makes you feel good. It
I
makes you
don't
feel
feel anything.
closer,
I'm on
sir.
meds.
It makes you feel closer to other men in solidarity. Every time you respond to a prompt, you're saying, "Oh, I agree with him, and he wants to agree with you."
I
Y'all want to
never
be
said that.
connected, sir. Y'all want to be connected so motherfucking bad. Then now you're saying that I'm not making sense, but you can't explain why I'm not making sense. It's just emotional. And I'm telling you why your shit is emotional. Your responses are emotional because you want solidarity with another man, which is emotional.
I can give two fucks about another man.
No, you keep co-signing. You
I
do
never
give a
co-signed
fuck.
anything. He co-signed. You're right.
You just said you just lumped y'all together. What are you talking
No,
about?
I said you were attacking both of us. I didn't say. Okay, you're
I'm
right.
attacking. How am I attacking the two
I
of
mean, you
you?
called me a motherfucker like 5 times, dude. Like, yeah,
You
I'm just saying.
to
Like,
be fair,
I come from get your
you
teeth knocked
are.
on.
You are. And you know
Okay.
you are.
Well, I mean, I have fucked a couple mothers, so I guess by default I
No,
am.
not that type.
Um,
Not that type.
right. So, I mean, you've been berating men and basically calling men scum of the earth.
How am I berating men, sir?
We're the problem. We're a threat. We're dangerous.
Y'all agree with it. You say violence is normal for y'all.
So all I'm asking is, should we have went with a nice love letter and given it to Hitler? Would that have changed anything?
All right. You just you request back up. You just saying shit
No, it's
all over the
not
place. No, I
a
told you
Okay, all right.
that's not TikTok friendly language. Like you all over the place. This your man's. This your man's though. LWG. You
Look,
stand. You gonna stick beside her.
look, I don't know who he is, but I rock with him still.
Of
I ain't gonna
course
lie
you
to
do.
you.
Of course
I'm
you
just
do.
a lot of
Because
stuff.
that's the problem. Y'all make it seem like, oh, we gotta protect y'all against all the men. But how is it that all the men are the problem, but y'all also stand in solidarity with each other?
Again, I'm not disputing that men aren't the problem. All I'm saying is that the men who do want to sit up and protect were said, well, no, now we're the problems if we want to protect. Okay, well, if we don't want to protect, well, you're the problems for being a bystander. And it's like, okay, well, then we're just gonna have to be the problem in your world.
Here's the thing: it's not
Okay.
that hard to understand. It's almost as if men purposely cause chaos and are violent on purpose because they're scared. And because you want women to need you, because y'all keep saying that shit, we need each other. Even though women do not need men. Y'all say that y'all lack empathy for women. Hold up. Y'all lack
Okay.
empathy for women. So when you say y'all we need each other, you're not talking about for us. You're not listening to us. When you say men and women need each other, it's because you need women. And y'all tell us exactly why y'all need women. Well, we need to have babies. So because
Well,
y'all need women to have fucking babies, y'all obsess over us. And y'all cause violence, you cause chaos, and you don't give a fuck about it because you want women to be so fucking afraid of y'all motherfuckers that we have to uh find one of y'all for safety.
no, we don't want that. Like, I think
Yes,
that's
you
what.
do.
No,
How
we
do y'all
don't.
not
Okay, well, you're
want
telling me
that?
about me. You're telling me about. I'm talking about me right now. I don't want that for women. Okay.
No,
Like,
sir. Sir, don't talk about what you want for women.
you don't tell me what I
No.
want for
Tell me
women.
why
What?
you don't want it for you.
You said why I don't want it for me?
Yeah, why don't you want it for you?
What? Violence towards women?
Violence, period, sir. Why do you want violence for you?
I don't.
You do.
But I don't. I
Yes, you do.
really
Y'all
don't.
go. How
I
many
don't.
days are you in the gym lifting weights, sir?
Wait, lifting weights isn't violent.
No, you're getting prepared for the violence, sir. You
I
getting ready
mean,
for the fucking
it's
violence.
better to be viewed as a threat than a victim, absolutely. But I'm not. I don't want violence. What are you saying to me?
So, like I said, y'all masculinity is your daddy issues was linked to generational trauma. Y'all cause chaos and havoc so that
So
y'all
what
can have
about you guys' mommy
access
issues?
so y'all can have access to women. You can't even break that shit down. You can't even break that down, sir.
I understand what you're saying though. I do get what you're saying. I do think men fixate on women to a high degree. I think that's a big part of why men do a lot of things they do is to the pursuit of women or to be
It's
able to
not a
obtain
lot of
women.
things. No. Because y'all got solidarity. I'm gonna say what the men say. Men say everything y'all do is because of women. Not a lot of things.
Yeah, generally
Men say
speaking.
that everything y'all do is because of women.
Yeah, generally speaking, I will
So
say.
if y'all are violent, you're not violent because you're innately violent. You're violent because it gives you access to women. And in a
What
world
make
where
us
women are
violent?
gaining autonomy, y'all get more violent. Because again, the fear, y'all feel like if women are afraid, they'll run to us, then we'll have access to them. Y'all cause the chaos, and then y'all tell us, you better get over here. The other men are going to harm you. And then when a woman get in that house, y'all harm her.
All
Y'all
right.
are the harm.
So check this out. I'm a trained fighter and I'm an ex-soldier. I have
So you're
trained.
definitely
I have
violent.
hold on. I've trained so many women of how to protect themselves. It's not even funny.
Protect
Like
themselves from who, sir?
from other women, from other men, from trannies, like whoever poses a threat.
All right. You don't know how to talk on TikTok. Just sit in the comments. Goddamn. Like you don't know how to talk. It can't. First of all, you all over the place.
I'm trying so I think the reason why I understand where he's coming from, right, is only
Of course
because
you do.
well, we have a very similar background. You know what I'm saying? Both ex-military, both probably combatives level 3, both train fight, both been in the
That's your,
gym.
sir. That's your ego. You
My
want to see
ego.
yourself in him. I
No, it's
don't
not.
see. Hold on,
It's
sir.
what?
Do you
How do
know
I
him
what?
personally?
No, I
Do
don't
y'all
know
know?
him
Did
personally.
y'all know each other before today?
No, I've never met this
Sir,
man.
you about to give a whole resume for that man.
No, I'm not saying that. All I'm saying is because we worked in an environment to where men and women are equal, right? And we have to learn these things to
Women are
be
not
able to
equal in the
protect.
military. You know how many women are being
Huh?
paid in the military? What are you talking about?
I'm not. I'm not. I'm talking. Wait, what?
Discrimination exists in the military, sir.
I'm not saying that. Yeah, and they do exist, and
So
smexism
no, so
is everywhere in the world. I
everybody's
get that.
not okay. So it's not equality just because it's the military, sir. Y'all
Sure.
can't just say it's equality and it is. It
Okay,
is
well then
not.
take away the equality part. Sure, that's not my point
That
anyway.
was
I'm just,
false.
huh?
That part of it was false.
Yeah, we can say that. We can disagree with that. Cool. I have no problem with that. All I'm saying is because we work with women and men, right? And we do the job to be able to get the best results out of the people who are under us in or with us. That's just the way we view certain things, right? So I can understand that. But to sit there and say that it's daddy issues because
It
of
is daddy issue, sir. Do you know what a daddy? So fatherhood was invented, sir. Fatherhood was made up. The whole role of the father was not to be somebody who y'all like to say was the authority figure for the children. No, it was made up so men could lead the home. But that doesn't mean he's connected to the child. No, he's supposed to be the disciplinarian. He's not nurturing the children. He's not bonding with the children. He's just there to call for order and correction. That's why men are the biggest conformists on this earth. Y'all conform because you get a little bit of power and authority in a household, and that's just enough for you to uphold the system.
do you think women are looking for leaders to do that though?
Why do you think? Okay, why do you think women are looking for leaders?
No, I'm asking you, do you
No, no,
think
no, no,
women
no,
are
sir.
I didn't
I think it's a ridiculous question. Why do you think women are looking for leaders?
I didn't say they are. I'm asking you, do you think
That's a
they
ridiculous question, sir. What do you think I'm gonna say?
I don't that's I really don't know. That's what I'm
Sir,
asking
it's
you.
a ridiculous question.
Um,
I just said men are the biggest conformists. So when you say women are looking for leaders, you're not talking about women looking for other women. You think women are looking for men to lead them, even though men are the biggest conformists in society. That don't make sense.
no,
Y'all the
I'm
police.
asking
Y'all
you.
the listen. Y'all the police of the household. Your goal is to make sure everybody is upholding to the fucking standards set by the system.
Oh, okay. I'm just again. I'm
The
still
question is
super
ridiculous,
confused.
sir. Like, do you not know what an inference is? You can infer the answer to that question based on my previous statement before you ask the ridiculous question.
I'm I'm be host. I still don't know your answer. To be honest with you, I do
Sir,
not know
sir, it's a ridiculous question. I just broke down the problems with even thinking that men are leaders, sir. And you still want my answers to the question?
yes, I really do, and I still do because I still don't know what you're
Why do you
talking
need
about.
to know the answer to that ridiculous question, sir?
Because it was going to help me make my
If
point
you needed
across.
that ridiculous ass question to lead to your point, you have a very weak point, sir. A very weak point. Are you able to make your point without the ridiculous question? Make sure y'all tapping the screen, share the live out. Um, yeah, if he muted himself. City boys, you're not talking on
Yeah.
TikTok. You jeopardizing my platform. So you stay in the comments. But what you want to say?
Yeah. So again, I just gotta go all the way backwards now because I don't. I get what you're saying. I think I understand where you're coming from, right? I'm just trying to figure out the solution now, right? So the
Yeah, where
problem
am I coming
is,
from?
so what you're saying is the problem is men and our ideology and how we do things. Definitely, if we're the ones that's going to say this is a patriarchy, which it is, but if we're the ones that's going to run this society, then stuff has to change because women are in danger, right?
No,
That's
that's
not what we're saying.
that's not what I said though. I mean, what you saying is like a general statement that could have been generated for another conversation. That's not the points I was making.
But you just made a point about men pursuing women, and if they can't get it, then they go to children and all kinds of. I'm just assuming. Wait, I am lost. Then I am. I'm sorry,
Okay, it's fine.
but
It be
I
like
did want
that
to find equal
sometimes.
ground. I did want to try to completely understand. Uh, but I am gonna have to go. But I do want to say I appreciate you and everything. I'm gonna get on my other account and definitely send you those gifts though because I do appreciate you
All right,
having
next
me.
time come with better questions that don't need leading questions.
Oh, for sure, most definitely. You have a blessed day, host.
It it wasn't that complicated, y'all. Am I tripping? Am I tripping? Is it that complicated? Lord. If you say one thing inappropriate, watch what you say. I'm just gonna block you this time.
Okay, all right, fair enough. All right, hear
Calm
me out.
down, sir.
What can I
I
say? I
don't,
don't know.
sir, sir,
Huh?
sir,
Huh?
sir,
Huh?
sir.
What?
I do not know. You need to relax. I do not know what stimulant you are fucking on this late at night. You need to
Weed?
fucking calm down.
Weed and
You need to
Hennessy,
do
baby.
some belly breathing and relax your fucking self, sir.
All right, I'm cool, calm, and collected, baby. Let go. Right on.
Okay, we're gonna start over.
All right, cool. I
And
like
you're
that.
going to stay in the year of 2025.
All
That's
right,
it.
bet. Cool. I can do that. I can do that. We here.
Don't piggyback nothing was said earlier.
I.
Make your own point.
You right.
The
Cause I'm
prompt
an
is there,
individual.
sir.
Huh? You said what? What happened?
I thought you were married, sir.
Who, me? No, I would never.
You say you was married.
Me? No.
Yes, you.
No. I never said that.
You say you were married. Where the
No.
fuck? Where the fuck is this wife of yours at?
No, I would never get married. Not now. No. Cause
That
yeah,
we
I'm
don't
not
even
getting
know. We don't
locked
know.
into
We
a
don't need.
contract.
All right, go ahead. There's the prompt.
Okay. All right. Okay. So it. Hold on. Let me get it together.
Why are you so excited?
But I'm just a happy person. I don't know, man. I can't be happy. What do
You
you mean
gonna
not
end up
happy?
getting blocked. I'm telling you now. You gonna end up
What?
get this profile right here about to get blocked.
What did I do? I'm just happy.
I can just tell you too amped up. You need to leave that shit alone.
I'm not on shit. The
Whatever you
VA, they tried to
do,
put me on some shit now, but I was like,
no.
nah, I ain't taking that pimp. Um, but, but no, I don't think masculinity is based off of daddy issues.
How do you define masculinity for yourself?
For me, the ability to protect, and provide, and
All
treat
right, all right,
others as equals. You know what I'm
all right,
saying?
whatever. All the talking points got it. How do you provide? What is that? Break that down
I
for me.
provide protection. I provide
No, 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 no,
companionship.
not protection.
Okay, all right, we're not going
Protection.
protection. Companionship. Uh, I like to think I'm emotionally intelligent. Um, and just basically a solid base. You know what I'm saying? Like the world is.
How do you what tangible things do you provide, sir?
Well, you talking about like money? Because that ain't happening. I ain't a trick. But
So you are a provider with conditions.
oh, everything's under condition. Just like you wouldn't be with a broke dude. So yeah, everything. Everybody
So,
wants
so
something.
why call yourself a provider if you are not a total provider?
What
Why
is a
don't you
total?
call yourself
Is a plug a total
why don't
drug?
you call yourself something different?
A guy just trying to make it.
You're selfish. Got it.
I mean, so is the rest of the world. Everybody wants something for something. Nobody
Sir,
wants something for
sir,
nothing.
sir, sir. You can't try to scapegoat the whole fucking world,
Well,
sir. You
you
are selfish.
scapegoated men. I'm just doing what you did.
How did I scapegoat men?
Well, you lumped us all together. Y'all are the problem. Like I mean,
Sir, sir.
huh?
You lump men all together.
When? I'm talking about
You
me.
did
You
you
have to
not
tell you about me. I'm talking
did
about
hold
me.
up. Did you
All right,
not just
wait.
sit on the panel and say that men are innately violent?
We're not talking about the past though. We started over. Come on now. You told me we started over. Why are we going back?
I know this ain't TikTok. I know this ain't the best you can send. Like, what did I do to deserve this goddamn algorithm?
I don't know, cuz. I'm just trying to I'm trying to understand, dog.
I'm gonna mute you for a second. What's up? We not free yet. Are you there? Did you mean to come up here?
Bro taking a tinkle.
We not free. Did you mean to come up here? All right, I'm gonna drop you. I'm gonna assume you didn't mean to come up here.
Yeah, bro. Sound crazy. Yeah, man. I just try to be a good person.
So you don't even care about none of these points. You just need somebody to talk to.
No, I'm trying to answer the point, but
Now, let me
every
ask you
time
a
I answer,
question.
I get in
Hold
trouble.
up, hold up. How many male friends do you have?
Total 5.
Okay. When's the last time you talked to your male friends?
Every other week, maybe.
Is this a on or off week?
Oh, you asked me if I talked before. Actually, I did talk to my friends a couple days ago, so it's an on week for me. What about you? How many friends you got?
Okay, hold up. Did you let your friends know that you need more access to them?
Nah, cause that's gay.
No, no, no. What the fuck is wrong with this man, y'all? The military will fuck you up. I'm just saying. Like, y'all be coming up here with your chest poked out and all the prestige, your fucking ribbons or whatever, all on your fucking chest. And y'all be all fucked up. You gave a lot for them fucking ribbons. We can see that shit is fucking crazy. He can't even answer the fucking question. They cannot even just answer the fucking questions. Lord, let me break this down because we almost never get to talk about the prompt. Yeah, you need to learn how to talk on TikTok. And not each profile got a different personality. That's fucking crazy. But all right. I was trying to today I wanted to talk about how damn, I just lost my train of thought. Fuck. I'll get back to that point. So, what men call their masculinity, it never looks the same with men. It looks different based on the person you talk to, right? Their idea of masculinity comes from two sources: their own father or the surrogate father. It could be the stepfather, it could be the father figure in the community, but they find a father figure. Fatherhood is not needed. You can look in the natural world and see that. Fatherhood is some shit that human males made up so they can remain close to women by claiming that they're needed for the children. Even though they can't really say what they provide for children besides the resources, and we know why, they claim a household without the man in it is fucked up. Kids raised in a house without a man is fucked up. A woman without a man is fucked up. Everything centers around a man having access to a woman. To the point where if you are living in a household with children and you are the sole the head of household, they'll be like, your life is fucked up. Even if things are going well, patriarchy can only exist and continue if they have access to women. So the idea of masculinity be all fucked up because their father, if he was there, refused to connect with them. These men refuse to hug their children. They refuse to acknowledge their children's accomplishments. They just beat them down, and they essentially forced it to conform. Their men are the police in the homes. That's who that is. It's a police officer. He is there to make sure that everyone in the home is conforming to society standards. He gets the children to conform to making sure that they go to schools and learn certain curriculums, that they recognize him as the authority, and that they understand that there's a power dynamic and ain't shit they can do about it. He does it with you by making sure that he gives you criticism on the way your body look. If it changes a certain way, downplays your accomplishments, humble you if you get too confident. He makes sure that you feel good enough to stay with him, but not too good to fucking leave him. And children raised in these homes be fucked up. So what happens is, we know we live in a society you can't blame mother for anything. The father is the default superhero parent. He gets credit for all the good things. The mother gets scapegoated for all the bad things. And essentially, he becomes that child becomes a version of him. Because men, they just like they circle jerk and they fucking project characteristics onto each other. They see their children as an extension of them. They see their wives as an extension of them, which is why men say they want helpmates and a man to lead them. Because essentially, when you get married, you change your name. He does not change his name because he has not given up his identity. You are sacrificing yours. And any children that you have, and best believe those children are your children. They're not his children. They are your children. Sperm contributes minimum to the child's development. The egg chooses the sperm. The sperm can't even make it to the egg unless the egg provides nourishment to so that they can swim up the fucking fallopian tube. If the egg deems any of the sperm valuable, the egg will open up, snatch that sperm up, and then obliviate the fucking rest of them. Mitochondrial DNA, which is the living house of the powerhouse of the fucking cell, is way more crucial to the development than fucking chromosomes. Let's be for real. But they make it themselves way more important, which is why the egg is 10 million times larger. All those cute little images they have of the egg and the sperm or whatever, that shit, none of it is accurate for the size. Even in academia, we have smexism. The one sperm cell is 10 million times smaller than the human egg cell. The human egg is the biggest human cell that found in the body. Your body is what makes that baby. Anyways, in patriarchy, we're told that the father is necessary, and they'll never say the man needs to be in the house so that he can actually do anything for the things that you want. He says he's there to protect. Some of these motherfuckers be getting knocked out on their motherfucking joke. Like, I've seen some one hit and that motherfucker down. He folded like a lawn chair. But these motherfuckers act like all of them super strong or something, super saiyan, what the fuck they say, right? So you need him to protect, to provide, to be the leader. Because apparently you looking for those things. But you don't need him for that shit. Matter of fact, when women leave men, they realize they're better off, even when they have children. That challenges patriarchy. Because you imagine women realize that they don't need men for the lies that men tell women that they need them for? So anyway, that man who is broken, who refuses to connect with their child, and we only talk about the sons in this case, breaks his son. He makes his son submit to him. And his son has this idea what it means to be a man that he can never live up to because father will never validate him the way that he needs to validate with him or give him that connection that he needs. What he says is making him stronger or tough is actually making him weaker. If it's not their actual father or stepfather or something like that, they go outside the home. And this is where you have men essentially looking for different versions of masculinity that they deem to be appropriate. Oh, this guy does this, I'm going to do these things. I'm going to do these things because what he really wants is connection and validation from his father. His father fucking abandoned him, or his father was there and he still abandoned him. He never got that man validation. He never felt comfortable with his father. It was never a safe space. And because he got those daddy issues, he creates this whole persona that can be harmful. Because at the end of the day, that's what they give a fuck about. Their fucking ego. And it's the reason why we have a lot of these fucking problems in society. But I'm done talking. I can't do these men no more. They be struggling. We be having totally different conversations. The motherfuckers don't know what the fuck going on. And I can't deal with it no more. Y'all, I'm trying to talk about shit that's happening. Y'all, one fish, two fish, blue fish in this bitch. I'm done for the night. I'll be back tomorrow. I didn't do the seminar. I know y'all getting tired of my shit. I didn't do the seminar today. Hold on. This one, I just didn't do it. I spent some time with my son. We was out a lot longer than I thought we was going to be. And I decided my priorities took over. I'm like, fuck it. I'm going to do it tomorrow. I will do it tomorrow. I already made the slides. The shit is already made up. I just got to do the fucking presentation. Somebody asked me for the link for one of them, and then they didn't message me. I can't remember who it was. Why are you so mean to men if you got sons? Because it is unfair to my son that he has to be categorized with motherfuckers like you. So yeah, fuck you. That's the answer to your question. Thank y'all for coming. Thank you for supporting the live. I'll be posting this on YouTube probably tomorrow because it should take a while to download. Good night.